DC Lacroix were formed in Seattle 1983 by lead guitarist Dan Christofferson, DC, and French-Canadian singer Sylvie Lacroix. They collaborated on a 7-song mini-album entitled Call It What You Like, which consisted of some simple rock tunes, occasionally still showing some punk roots. Here's a taste. When Sylvie moved from Quebec to the US, she temporarily simplified her name to this, but after the first EP, she returned to the original French spelling. 1984, the band moved more towards metal, heavy rock territory, with more aggressive singing style. In Seattle, long before the grunge wave, there were few possibilities to play shows, so they relocated to Los Angeles. In 1985, DC Lacroix signed with European label Black Dragon and started working on what would become their first full-length album, Crack of Doom. With a new rhythm section consisting of Ed Walker on bass and Marty Tammy on drums, the album was finished in 1986. When Black Dragon Records released the LP in Europe, I heard about DC Lacroix for the first time. Due to the female vocals, the band was sometimes compared to Doro's band Warlock in the press. I don't think they are so similar, but DC Lacroix had a good combination of heavier tunes like Devil's Son and Rip It Up, with catchier songs like Burn the Bridge and We Are the Force. Keeping them 3 minutes short, the songs featured excellent guitar riffs and solos nonetheless and weren't too simple. In the USA, their European label couldn't do much for them naturally, so they were looking themselves after gigs, promotion and radio stations. 1987, DC Lacroix signed a deal with American label Medusa, and thus in 1988 the second LP, Livin' by the Sword, followed.
I need some action! I want a good time, rock and soul. I'll take on the day just to see this party roll. So listen up, get real close, hear my engine roar. Turn the key, get in gear, hang on tight tonight. One on one, we're all alone, heaven's closer. One on one, we'll take our time, make it right. Yeah, one on one, we're all alone, heaven's closer. One on one.
This LP suffers from an unusual running order. It opens with an AC/DC cover, Get It Hot. Still on the A side follows another cover, These Boots Are Made for Walking. Sorry, but this gives the impression the band doesn't trust their own material. We get several good songs on the B side though, the title track By the Sword, the powerful One on One, I Love Lightning with its typical 80s, larger-than-life intro, and a song that must have been written with the intention to play it live, Pave the Road, lets you imagine the crowd shouting. In my opinion, the album would work much better if you exchanged the sides. First, give the listener some good DC Lacroix stuff and put the cover songs at the end to show a different side of the band. But in any case, I prefer the first album over the second because the songs seem more inspired and more powerful. Livin' by the Sword was produced by Kim Fowley, a man with an impressive discography but dubious reputation, to put it mildly. Still in 1988, one of the songs on the first LP, Devil's Son, was used for the promotion of a horror movie called Halloween Night, one of those typical 80s B-movies you'd rent for an evening on a videotape. This was the time when Hollywood oftentimes invited rock stars to appear in their movies: Gene Simmons, Blackie Lawless, Ozzy Osbourne, and many more. DC Lacroix seemed to enjoy their guest appearance.
You paint such a pretty little picture, honest face and a perfect man. This face, soul that loves to hate, and it rocks you right on mind. You're the devil's soul. You're the devil's soul. You're the devil's soul.
After the release of the second LP, finally on an American label, the next thing to do would have been a major tour across the USA, but that never happened. Their record label was sold, the A&R manager who had signed them moved away, and the band was left high and dry without any deal or support. Their drummer and bass player decided to leave. 1989, DC Lacroix attempted to create a new lineup. Sylvie stepped back to just playing rhythm guitar, while the band added a male singer, Joe Dansereau. They recorded a new demo with him. These songs were eventually released 30 years later on a compilation. They played some gigs too, but there was no new record deal coming up, so the band finally split in 1990. Dan Christopherson returned to Seattle, whereas Sylvie stayed in California and eventually joined a female cover band called the Undercover Girls, where she is still active. I hope you liked that introduction to another 80s band, and I'll see you around again.